Hi, thanks for joining me. Today's Read Aloud is The Three Wishes, and this accompanies book number 16, the letter N, and video 16. So I'm going to share the story in the book. Looks like this. Back it up a little bit. Here we go. So, once upon a time, a long time ago, there was a poor woodcutter. He lived with his wife in a little hut near the great forest. Every day the woodcutter went into the forest to work. He took with him his sharp axe, and he took a bottle of cold tea and a bag of bread for his lunch. The woodcutter worked very hard every day of the week, but he stayed very poor, and he was tired of being poor. "I never have anything I want," the woodcutter said. "I wish I had a warm coat. I wish I had a bigger house. I wish I had a little cart to carry the wood," the woodcutter said. "I wish we could eat roast beef sometimes and apple pie." But the woodcutter's wishes did not come true. One morning when the woodcutter was looking for wood, he saw a big oak tree. He was very pleased. "What a lot of wood for me," he said. "First, I'll cut it down. Then I'll cut it up." He put his bottle of cold tea on the ground, and he put his bag of bread on the ground. He swung his sharp axe, high over his head. "Oh, don't," he heard someone say behind him. The woodcutter turned and saw a tree fairy. The woodcutter had never seen a tree fairy before. His knees began to shake. His hands began to shake. His axe fell to the ground with a thump. "That's my tree. Please don't cut it," cried the tree fairy. The woodcutter was so frightened he could not say a word. "Please don't cut down my tree," begged the tree fairy. Her eyes were filled with tears. The woodcutter tried hard to speak. "Well," he began. Well, right now I won't," he said at last. "I won't cut down your tree if you don't want me to." "Oh, thank you," said the tree fairy. "How kind you are. And now I'll do something for you. I'll give you 3 wishes. No matter what in the world you wish for, your next 3 wishes will come true." Then the tree fairy was gone. The woodcutter picked up his axe and ran all the way home. He told his wife about the tree fairy, and here it's a tree elf. "We can wish for a real house with many windows," said the woodcutter. "Or a tall castle," said his wife. "We can wish for a cart and a goat to pull it," said the woodcutter. "Or even a shining carriage with white horses," said his wife. "We can wish for fine new clothes," said the woodcutter. "Or even strings of pearls and ruby rings," said his wife. "We can wish for anything we want. We must think hard before we wish," said the woodcutter. "Yes, we must be sure we make 3 good wishes," said the wife. They talked for a long time, and they thought of many wishes. At last, the woodcutter grew hungry. He was sorry he had left his bag of bread and a bottle of tea in the forest. "Is supper ready?" he asked. "Of course not," said his wife. "It's too early for supper." "Will it be ready soon?" asked the woodcutter. "Supper will be ready when it's supper time." "But I'm hungry now," said the woodcutter. "I wish I had a nice piece of sausage right now." Clanker, bump, clanker, clacker, bang. A loud noise came from the chimney, and down fell a long piece of sausage onto the floor. "Oh, what a fool you are," shouted his wife. "You have wasted a wish." "Oh dear," said the woodcutter, "so I have." "You could have wished for a whole pig," said the woodcutter's wife. "You could have wished for a whole farm with 100 pigs. Only a fool would wish for just one sausage." "You are right. I'm so sorry, said the woodcutter. I could have wished for a golden crown. You could have wished for a whole barrel of gold, and you could have wished for a sausage, and you wished for a sausage. I know, said the woodcutter. I'm so very sorry. Well, the woodcutter's wife scolded and scolded. Soon the woodcutter put his hands over his ears. Please stop, he said. But the woodcutter's wife would not stop. A sausage, a sausage, a sausage, she shouted over and over again. At last, the poor woodcutter could stand no more. Stop, 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 he cried. I don't want to hear any more about the sausage. I wish that sausage were stuck to the end of your nose. And it was. A great long piece of sausage was stuck to the end of the woodcutter's wife's nose. Oh my! The woodcutter's wife pulled on the sausage, and it did not come off. The woodcutter pulled on the sausage. It stayed right where it was. The woodcutter and his wife pulled together. They pulled until they were tired. Pulling did no good at all. The great long piece of sausage was still stuck to the end of the woodcutter's wife's nose. Do something, said the woodcutter's wife. You have one wish left. So the woodcutter looked hard at his wife's nose. It's not so very bad, he said. I could get used to it, he said. If we had a whole barrel of gold, I think I could get used to it, he said. So he's thinking, what should he do? Well, I'm sure I could not, said his wife. And so the woodcutter had to use his last wish. I wish that sausage would come off the end of your nose, said the woodcutter. Plop! A great long piece of sausage fell from the end of the woodcutter's wife's nose, and it landed in a white dish on the table. The woodcutter looked at the sausage. The woodcutter's wife looked at the sausage. And now it's time for supper. We might as well eat the sausage right away. And that is what they did. So let's look at the questions. Again, this is video 16, the letter N. So our questions, so this is interesting. This story shows an elf, but the story I read showed a fairy. So what picture did we see in the story? Let's circle. Well, you know what? Let's ask who granted the wish. The wish was granted by the fairy. Now they were in a farm, they had a tree, and they dreamed of a castle. What was their dream? They dreamed of a castle. So here's the castle. They lived in a farm, and there's an elf in the story. Where did they actually live? Let's circle. They actually lived in a farm. So here is the castle. Here is the tree. And here is the farm. What was the man going to chop down when the fairy appeared? He was going to chop down the tree, right? So in this story, look at the ladybug row. There's a chicken, there's a sausage, and there's a castle. What was the first wish for? Well, he got a sausage for his first wish. And then the last comprehension question where the hammer is, did the wife get a sausage on her nose, or did the husband get a sausage on his nose? So the wife got a sausage on her nose. And that's the end of this story called The Three Wishes. Hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to stop my share. Again, I hope you watch the rest of the story. You need to be part of my training to get the private videos. And then if you subscribe with a monthly subscription, then you will get all the videos when they're available. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye now.